Good morning, student. In my today video, we will do the recapitulation of the chapter. What we have discussed in this chapter, and after that, I explain you what is photosynthesis, how plants prepare their own food. Let us do the recapitulation of the topics which I have covered in my previous videos. Root plants. The name of the chapter is plants. So, student, in this chapter, when plants is divided into two parts, root and shoot. And see, this is the picture of the plants, and the parts of the plants are flower, stem, root, fruit, buds, leaf. These are the parts of plant. Now student, after that I discuss the two main types of a roots. The two main types of roots, that is here tap root and fibrous root. This is here tap root. What happens in the tap root? Tap root has a main root, and from this main root many other roots comes out. And after that I discuss fibrous root. Okay, then we discuss fibrous root. This is the picture of a fibrous root. Fibrous root has many roots, and that break off into small lateral roots. And what happen in the fibrous root? Fibrous root do not have main root like tap roots. After that we discuss functions of a root. Root attach the plant to the ground. Root absorb water and minerals, or you can say root absorb water and nutrients from the soil. Roots hold the soil, and some root also store extra food. Is it clear? Like carrot, radish, beetroot, turnip, extra. After that student, we discuss the what is stem. So the part of the plant which is above the ground, that is known as stem. And what does stem wears? The stem wears flower, fruit, bud, leaf, branches. These all are the parts of the plant which the stem wears. And after that student, we discuss roots, and root absorb water and minerals from the soil. Root absorb water and minerals from the soil, and root transport these water and minerals to the stem, and then stem transport these water and mineral to other parts of the plant. After that we discussed that some roots store extra food. Some stem store extra food, such as sugarcane, potato, extra, and they are also known as potato is an underground stem. and after that in this chapter we discuss classification of plants. What does it means? That it means that when we study plants, or you can say types of plants, then it is divided into 5 groups: herbs, climbers, creepers, shrubs, and trees. Is it clear? When we discuss classification of plants, or you can say types of plants, then it is divided into 5 groups: herbs, climbers, creepers, shrubs, trees. Is it clear? Now let what are trees? Plants that grow tall and big and have plants that grow tall and big and have a hard thick woody stem are called trees. Some example of trees are neem tree, mango tree, etc. Shrubs, plants that are lower than trees. Is it clear? Plants that are lower than trees and often have branches near the ground are called shrubs. An example of shrubs are rose, henna, etc. So these are the things which we have already discussed. Herbs, plant with the soft and weak green stems are called herbs. Example: coriander. Climbers, plants with a very weak stem and that need support to grow. Plants with a very weak stem and that need support to grow. Maybe they take the support of some other plant or wall or a stick. Is it clear? So these plants are known as climbers. Creepers, some plant with the weak stem spread or creep on the ground. These are called creepers. Example: pumpkin. So student, when I explain you these topics, at that time I explain all the things in very detail. Today I just do the recapitulation. That is the reason I am just telling what comes under this category. But when I give you the explanation in my previous video about types of plant, then all things I have explained in detail. Okay, in this video I am just doing the recapitulation. I am not discussing the I am not doing the explanation in detail. In previous video I have already done this. Is it clear? Now student, after that in this chapter we will discuss the leaf. Okay, leaf and functions of the leaf. Leaf and functions of the leaf. See student, leaf. Today I give you a full explanation of these two topics, leaves and photosynthesis. Okay, now student, if you look all around us, we see many types of leaves. If we look all around us, we will see many types of leaves, and leaves are of different size and shape. Leaves are of different size and shape. Student, we have observed many varieties of leaf around us, but the most common thing which we find in all the leaves, the most common thing which we find in all the leaf is that whether they are of different shape and size, but basic structures of all leaves is same. Whether the leaves are of different shape and size, but the basic structures of all leaves is same. Now student, you see many leaves on the plant. So please understand from where these leaves rises. Is it clear? You will see lot of leaves in the plant or in the branches of the plant. Now please try to understand from where these leaf rises. So student, leaf rises from the node of the stem. From where the leaves rises? Leaf rises from the node of the stem. And do you know student, the part of leaf, the part of leaf which is attached to the stem, the part of the leaf which is attached to the stem is known as petiole. The part of the leaf which is attached to the stem is known as petiole. Is it clear? Now student, each leaves are broad flat. Each leaves has broad flat surface. If you observe the leaf, you will find that the leaf has flat surface. And what is the color of the leaves? The color of the leaf is green. Now, do you know student, the color of the leaf is green due to the presence of a green pigment known as chlorophyll. Known as chlorophyll. And these flat surface of the leaf is called it leaf blade, or you can also say lamina, or you can also say lamina. See student, this is the structure of a leaf. This is the structure of a leaf. When you observe the leaf, then what you will see? You will see you will find patterns of lines on leaf blade, or you can say on lamina. Now student, look carefully the leaf. You will find many patterns of lines on lamina. Do you know these lines on leaf is called it veins? These lines, when you will observe the leaf, you will see many lines on the lamina, and these line on leaf is called it veins. This line is called it veins. So student, again observe the leaf. Then what you will observe or what you will see? You will see the thickest line in the middle of leaf, and it is called it mid-rib. It is called it mid-rib. Is it clear? It is called it mid-rib. The thickest line in the middle. The thickest line in the middle of leaf is called it mid-rib. Now, from this main vein, student, from this main vein, you will observe a number of side veins branch out from the main vein. See, it is shown here, side vein. This I am talking this. If you observe the mid-rib, then you will find that a number of side veins branch out from the main vein. Is it clear? And now student, try to understand what is the function of the veins in the leaf. What is the function of veins in the leaf? So student, these veins act as a pipeline. These veins act as a pipeline which carry water and minerals and food up and down in leaf. Up and down in leaf. So the function of the vein is, these veins act as a pipeline which carry water, mineral and food up and down in a leaf. And after that student, we discuss the function of the leaf. Like when we are talking about the living things, student, when we are talking about the living things, then plants, animal and human being, they all are living things. Let's discuss some of the characteristics of living things. Living things grow. Living things need food. Living things reproduce. Living things breathe. These are the some of the characteristics of the living things. But student, do you know plants, animal and human beings all are living things? But there is, and just now even we have discussed the characteristics of a living things also. But there is a difference between a plants and animals. Is it clear? Because all living things need energy for their growth and development. But now the question arises, student, how these living things, that is a plant, animals and human beings, how they fulfill their need of energy, or you can say how they are getting the food, how they are getting the food. So student, only plants are the living things which can prepare their own food. If we are talking about all living things, plants are the only living things which can prepare their own food. That is the reason plants are also known as producers. Plants are also known as producers, and animals and human beings, we are totally dependent on plants for our food. We are totally dependent on plants for our food. That is here animals and human beings, because animal and human being cannot prepare their own food. And student, how this is possible? How this is possible? See student, with what is the name of the part of the plant which prepare food? So food is prepared in the leaves of the plant. Food is prepared in the leaves of the plants, and this process is known as photosynthesis. And student, one more thing you must understand. These leaves also have tiny holes. These leaves also has tiny holes, and these holes are known as stomata. These holes are known as stomata. So what happens in the stomata? Exchange of gases take place. Exchange of gases take place in stomata. And students, some leaves also store extra food such as mint and cabbage. Now see student, observe the picture, observe this picture. Now how photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis take place in plants, and which part of the plant? Leaves. Now I will explain you in detail. Leaves are also known as the kitchen of a plant, as they make their own food. Most of the leaves are green in color. This is due to the presence of a green substance known as chlorophyll. And due to the presence of chlorophyll, green plants can produce their own food in the presence of sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. So student, please understand, leaves are also known as the kitchen of the plant, because food is prepared by the leaves, and plants can make their own food. And in which part of, which I have already explained you, in which part of the leaf the food is prepared? The food is prepared in the leaves. That is the reason it is also known as the kitchen of a plant. And How this is possible? Due to presence of a green substance known as chlorophyll. It means chlorophyll is present where? It is present in the leaves. Chlorophyll is present where? Chlorophyll is present in the leaves, and that is the reason the plants are able to make their own food. Now student, I explained you how the process of what is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? First, in your rough copy, note down the things required for the process of photosynthesis. What are the things required for the photosynthesis? Student, observe the picture of the plant. Okay, so what are the things required for photosynthesis? Note down. First, sunlight. Is it clear? Note down. Sunlight. Then water and minerals. Note down. Water and minerals. Third, carbon dioxide. Note down. Carbon dioxide. And note down. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. So, what are the things by which plant can prepare their own food? We have written sunlight, we have written water and minerals, we have written carbon dioxide and chlorophyll. Now student, try to understand how this process take place. See student, the leaves of the plants are green due to the presence of a pigment known as chlorophyll, and these chlorophyll play a very important role. They play very important role for making the food. See student, sunlight, light of the sun, because the source of energy on our planet is sun. The source of energy on the planet is sun. Now what's happened student? In the leaves, green pigment is present which is known as chlorophyll. So what is the function of the chlorophyll? Student, chlorophyll absorb the sunlight. What do chlorophyll do? Chlorophyll absorb the sunlight, and what's happened? Because it absorbs the sunlight, and light of the sun is absorbed by chlorophyll. Okay, and carbon dioxide, from where we are getting the carbon dioxide? See student, at the time of breathing, animals and human beings, they take oxygen, and they are getting this oxygen from the plant. That is also our living gas. And when animals or human being breathe out, the gas which they breathe out is carbon dioxide. This gas is utilized by the plant in the process of photosynthesis. So plants are getting carbon dioxide from animals and human beings. And now next, water and minerals. Next is water and minerals. When I am talking about these things, see, when I discuss about plant, then the plant is divided into two parts, then the plant is divided into two parts. Is it clear? One is below the ground, that is known as, one is below the ground, that is known as root, and one is above the ground, that is known as shoot. So student, the roots of the plant absorb water and minerals from the soil, because these minerals dissolve in water. Is it clear? These minerals, or you can say nutrient, they are present in the soil, and these nutrients, or you can say mineral, dissolve in the water, and that is absorbed by root, and it transport to the stem, and from the stem these water and mineral is transport to all parts of the leaves. And even in the structure of a leaf, I explain you, there are veins in the leaves, and what is the function of the veins, that I already discussed with you. They act like a pipeline. They act like a pipeline. This I have already discussed with you, which carry water, mineral and food up and down in a leaf. This is the role of the veins. So from, with the help of a root, water and minerals move to stem, and from the stem to other parts of the plant. And in the leaves which we have veins, and these veins, what is the role that I explained you? The vein act as a pipeline which carry water and minerals and food up and down in leaf. Now student, chlorophyll, what is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll absorb the sunlight. Is it clear? And carbon dioxide we are getting from the human beings and animals. And roots and minerals, that is absorbed with which part of the plant? Root. And from the root it moves, it is transport to the stem, and from the stem to other parts of the plants. Now student, chlorophyll present in leaves absorbs sunlight. Is it clear? Water from roots and carbon dioxide from air. And this chlorophyll produced food in plant. Is it clear? Chlorophyll produce food in plant. And do you know student, the process of food production in the leaves, it means the food made by the leaf, it is in which form? It is in the form of a glucose. It is in which form? It is in the form of a glucose. So student, plant make food for itself in a form of a glucose, which is the most simplest form of a food. So the food which is made by the plants make food for itself in the form of a glucose, which is the most simplest form of food. And glucose thus formed, glucose which is formed as a food which is formed by the leaves due to the process known as photosynthesis, is transported throughout the plant, and thus plant receive energy. Thus the glucose which is formed in the process of photosynthesis is transported throughout the plant, and in this manner plant receive energy. And even student, plants store glucose in the form of a starch. Plants store glucose in the form of a starch in leaves, roots and stem. In leaves, roots and stem. So this is the complete process of photosynthesis. I hope you all are able to understand. Thank you.